Hi folks, so welcome back to Cannock Paranormal, and right now I am at the Stepping Stones. This is just down the road from Milford Common. It's about 1.2 kilometres from the Punch Bowl car park, and this is an area that I actually heard maybe wood knocks from another really sort of odd sound. Now there are deer around this area, so I will be kind of conscious that anything coming from the bushes, the woodlands and stuff like that could possibly be a deer. But I've had to use this phone tonight again because I think my night cam is pretty much peaked on. I got it on this afternoon, but it kind of went completely naff on me again, and I'm just kind of getting a little bit fed up of trying to kind of get it to work when it needs to work. But I will maybe down the line. I'll put it on my kind of nighttime wish list of wishing for a decent night cam to actually just kind of be able to like turn this huge, massive torch off. Because the one thing I don't want to do is blind any animals, and this torch is really, really powerful. So, yeah, right now we've had there's a weird kind of hum coming from all around us. You won't pick this up on the recording, but it is 100% guaranteed. You can just about hear a hum, and I have an app on my phone which is for infrasound, and if I can try it and oh well, I won't get it out, but I might take a screenshot of it and show you exactly, what I was looking at, and it did actually fall within a range of infrasound, but there could be other reasons for that as the case, and being the case. So not necessarily anything to do with Bigfoot or a predator, nearing. But it's a very strange humming sound anyway that we've heard. So that is 100% happening. We have we have a couple of new people with us tonight. So like I won't mention their names, but they got some great stories to tell, and it's really good to come out into the woods and hear other people's stories, because it's not just about kind of visuals and stuff and calling out for activity, but it's also about talking and listening to them. And when you're talking with people as well, sometimes that can elicit activity around you. But I never hold my breath. It's a nice walk, and it's been a while since we've gone out. So I'm very attracted to the light some of these insects are, and look at that. That's a crane. Is that crane fly? Yeah, and it's attracting a lot of. And this water's really, really beautiful as well. It's a lovely little brook, I think that's what you call it. And there is the reason why it's called Stepping Stones, because we have a weird sort of like shadow on this why that is. I mean, this humming sound is actually getting crazy now. I mean, I'm wondering whether there's a train. I'm sure there's a rail track somewhere close, but I wouldn't, maybe expect the sound to be that obvious. The stepping stones is really nice. As we've been chatting about this before, was that we came here a few years back, and what we didn't actually realise at the time was that a lot of people scatter ashes. Some of them scatter them in the water, some of them will scatter them actually on, in this area here, and another little place as well, but we didn't actually realise at the time, so it was a bit awkward when we realised that we put our finger in something that was the remains of, a deceased loved one, and it wasn't intentional, and I hope that anyone that watches this video will kind of forgive us for that, but it kind of happened, so yeah. See, if I was young, I would be like jumping across the phone and all, and I probably wouldn't worry about the water too much, but even actually when I was young, my experience of water was that in Sutton Park was that generally I would end up in the water, and usually sort of like head first and stuff. And I know that lack of awareness when it comes to water hasn't really changed too much. So coming down.
You've seen a spooky rupee?
You see him on night cam. Have you had a look on night cam?
No, I actually work.
Just, oh, you got it?
Yeah, I've got it.
So I don't want to blind you. See anything? So I've just turned the light out now. So whereabouts was the light coming from? Whereabouts was it? Not on a ridge or anything. Just on a track. Yeah. Yeah, maybe they've gone dark. This happens a lot actually. It's people tend to turn off the torches because they're thinking exactly the same thing as we're thinking, and they don't want to be.
Can't see anything.
Just press the same button.
But it was like,
Yeah,
it was like that, wasn't it?
just
when it went.
keep. Is it off? Yeah, just keep your finger on it until it goes off. But yeah, hang on to it in case we hear, any. So should we start walking back up there? There's an area that I wouldn't mind just kind of hanging around. I've never actually had any sort of experiences here, but it is actually nice with the water and everything, just to kind of come and visit.
See, like that light, you think, like someone's doing the same, so they switch off because they're trying to see whether.
I think at this point you have to assume that maybe there's somebody up there.
Nefarious stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, normally if someone's got a torch, they'll keep it on if they see a torchlight. But we have had it in the past where there's maybe people don't tend to come up here though to do investigations. They generally go to the places that are most well known. But because I put out investigations, I usually put maps and stuff. There might be people up here. It's not beyond the realms of.
Yeah.
But you know, lights. I mean, you can imagination can go wild with lights.
It looked like it was a torch. It looked similar to a torch.
Definitely moving about.
Yeah.
Just kind of like that, and then as if they switched off.
Yeah, maybe.
So it's like as if it was coming into the path and then gone off again.
If they're sort of like a little bit further up on the ridge, then they might be able to just use a natural light to actually, move about.
Yeah.
So potentially that's one
Yeah,
of the
but,
ones.
yeah.
Alright, actually.
Okay, shall we? So we'll walk this way, and we'll kind of keep half an ear out behind us. Yeah, we've actually been quite lucky with most of our investigations that we haven't sort of run into bad weather. What can often happen, you best of intentions, you kind of get down and it starts raining on cue.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it comes to something like this, you don't want to be out here when it's starting to just kind of ruins everything. And also, it's a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Alright folks, so we're about halfway back to the car, which is about 520 metres. And we are where Cannock Chase says that there's ancient woodland, so if this was where the woodwouse kind of hung out, then I've got this kind of rotten old stick and I'm gonna whack it against this tree and see if we get a reply. Although I would say there's two groups of people knocking around, or maybe one person with a torch and a group of people. So I'm not going to say that I guarantee that any reply will be that of a woodwouse. So but here goes, and hopefully this won't shatter and blind me or something. It's actually quite a sturdy stick. I'm just going to wait now, and there's no point in repeating it. Big torch on. If there's anything about. I'll be honest with you, it feels totally and utterly dead on Cannock Chase, but absolutely beautiful evening all the same. But I'll also be honest with you and say that I haven't actually been able to detect any wildlife. We had a few sort of bat squeaks very early on. There's been nothing since. I'll see what I will do actually. I'm just going to put this meter down on the ground. This actually is this is called a tri-field meter, and it looks like something from the 1970s. It's like something that somebody knocked up in a garage, but this is actually a lot better than the ones that you see with the flashing lights.
Okay.
It's just it's very not sensitive.
Yeah.
So what generally happens with the ones with the lights is that you'll move your phone close to it, and you have to really kind of it will make all the lights go shh like that. And the ones with the flashing lights, which are called the K2 meters, will easily pick up things like electrics and stuff. So when people are walking around pubs and just go, oh, it's a ghost, it's actually just picking up maybe some sort of electrical activity from the pump mechanism or something. And it will make a sort of like a squawky noise if it goes off. So I'll put down the ground right there, and if there's anything wants to kind of show itself, then yeah, do you know what? If there's any spirits here, and just come forward and make yourself known. If you can come close to that little box on the floor down there, if you can touch that box, and at least that will tell us that you're here. And as daft as I feel talking to the air, which I always do when I'm doing these investigations, and I don't normally do the visual bit. You never know. Sometimes things can happen. I always expect the unexpected out in Cannock Chase. Tonight it feels very, very flat. But, you know, there is a sort of a theory about how flat it feels out on Cannock Chase, because the theory goes something like that. There's something big about to happen in the world, and it's kind of like the drawing back of the water, like a tidal wave. And that when it kind of like hits, there'll be a lot more paranormal activity. I mean, things like disasters anyway attract activity, UFOs and stuff. But yeah, it just kind of feels like that with Cannock Chase. But there's been a lot of people of recent years that investigate Cannock Chase, and so you don't know. I mean, there is another theory that says that, you know, too many people investigate and the energy just dissipates. Yeah, if there's anything out there, step forward, make yourself known. Touch the box on the floor, on the grass. Do you know, I've never known it as dead as this. But I mean, I won't do any more wood knocks. Or should I? I don't want to freak people out. That grip might say, oh, we're here for the first time, and can you hear that? No, I'm going to do some more. Okay, wood knocks part 2. Careful, don't. I'm hoping that's like reverberated around the chase a little bit. Just go dark for a second.
I reckon they would add their dog to them just in case they get a back. Just breathe.
So I'm just being a little bit quiet because too much talking and you miss stuff. This torch I'm actually holding to get very, very hot now. That's pretty dead, you know. It's ever gone. Oh, it is. The only snake you have to worry about on Cannock Chase is the adder. And I think it'll give you a nasty bite. It's not poisonous, though, is it, Martin? Yeah. Don't tell Elby that. Trying to put them at ease. Yeah. What's that? Is that your? So yeah, I mean, I say it's been a very, very quiet night, but I will still have to question, and we both witnessed that humming noise. And I'm not entirely sure what the source of that is, but I have experienced that kind of low infrasound before, and it's quite debilitating when it's quite intense. If you see anything with green eyes looking back, you're okay, it's a deer. And usually they're high up on the ridge. It's when you see yellow eyes or red eyes. Right, so I thought I just sort of walked into some sort of mist or something then. You know, you can't complain when you get to come out to somewhere as beautiful as Cannock Chase, even if it is a non-paranormal event, because genuinely, you know, for anyone who does go out on, you know, paranormal investigations, you know, most of the time nothing happens, and this was only just kind of quick walk out really for tonight. Had there been a larger group, I would have had maybe some ideas of what to do, but yeah, I really wanted to get out here in March, but you know, best laid plans and everything. I do believe in returning to places like sort of and cycles. So if I get an activity in place and it's November the 15th, I like to try and get back to that place, you know, around about the same time. Because I think only then can you basically sort of understand more about, you know, the nature of the wildlife at that time of year. You can debunk a lot of stuff, and yeah, it gives you more of a I wouldn't say an empirical measurement, because you're not measuring quantities, but it gives more of a quality to an investigation, to actually be able to return and note more anomalies that you maybe missed before, that you can maybe it goes to explain that it wasn't, maybe something paranormal, but, or maybe the original investigation was so weird that a later investigations can actually sort of confirm that there's something very much out of the ordinary that needs further investigation. But I find the best kind of form of confirmation is actually what you experience with a group. And so if you have like a group experience like we did back in 2019, we all heard the same thing. One or two of us had different ideas of what it could be, but it's most of us agreed that it was something out of the ordinary, and maybe that is never to repeat itself. Maybe we had to be there at that exact moment. And this is why I do like to go back to places, to try and be there at that exact moment. The similar weather helps, similar dynamics in the group help, but when you are part of these paranormal groups, you can't guarantee that the same team will come out. It's quite often people have other lives to get on with, as do I. But it's when something does happen, it's absolutely great, and it gives you a buzz. So the group is actually quite far ahead of me now, which I don't mind. I know there's a group of people actually behind us, so yeah, not too worried there. Although the one at the back always gets picked off. That's quite a way down there, I'm thinking that must be about 20, 30 metres down. To see if I can just zoom in a bit so you can understand what I'm saying. So if I... that's way down. That's a big old drop down there. I think that's really... I don't know what that is on that tree, but kind of really showing up the leaves on that tree. It's almost like bloom of some kind. It's really nice. It's really pretty. Lots of down trees. I mean, they do have the storms and trees do fall over. Can't blame that on Bigfoot. It's a big old... So when you're walking, I like to sort of like drop behind a little bit. I don't want to tempt fate, but it's potentially, if there's anything that wants to make contact, it sometimes does it picks off the person who's on their own. I'm feeling very calm up here tonight, I'll be honest. I wouldn't necessarily, I mean, when you're with people you think, oh yeah, you know what, I could walk up here by myself, but generally your mind starts to, imagination starts to kind of kick in a bit, and safety first as well, because although it's quite a flat route, I think maybe muscles and stuff see right there, so see, sometimes your muscles can stress out a little bit. I don't know if that makes any sense, but your muscles can stress a little bit, and you end up getting, twisting, pulling muscles and stuff. And if I was on my own, that is the last thing I would want to happen. So we're just coming back down to the car park now. So guys, I mean, yeah, it's a bit flat tonight. There's nothing going on. I would have spent a longer time there had there been some activity. I don't know whether that group was a group of paranormal investigators. There may have been. They all had torches and they've all come in cars, so there may be a paranormal group up there. But yeah, till next time, take care. And I would say, come and visit this place during the daytime. It's actually wonderful. And not too far away from here, there is a tree. If you explore long enough, that looks like an ant. So, till next time, take care.